Today we're going to give you guys a quick walkthrough on the passing of the Age Wish. It's possibly the last wish that you might end up doing, and it's one of the most difficult in the entirety of the game. So we're going to use our newly found super jump here, where the Fleetopia caravan currently is, kind of like to the east of the Putrefied Ducks. And so you're going to jump up here, and you're going to find this giant fungal waste type thing here. They're going to give you some clues. Under the chapel, alright, Scorched Field, for example, Cage of One Who Raged Against, the Cradle's Peak. So we're going to have to find or follow all of these clues to find the answer that lies within. So it's actually pretty difficult, to be honest. Like, actually following the clues, I'll be honest, I like the clues, but at the same time, I feel like they're a little bit unfair, because there's certain places where you're like, well, the thing fell here, too, and the thing fell here, too, the thing fell here, too. There's a lot of, like, far places and stuff like that, so it's a little bit tricky, but the very first one here is going to be at the bottom of Bone Bottom, right next to the church over here. You're going to play your needle in to raise him out of the ground. He's going to talk to you really quickly, and he's just going to kind of rant, to be honest. Maybe there is some, like, secret stuff to talk about with this guy and everything, but in general, he just rants about stupid stuff, which is fair enough, because that kind of happens, like, for everything. So eventually he's going to say, oh, excuse me, and he just disappears. So now the wish gets updated, so you can check the thing, and you're going to see how many of them you've done and which one you need to go to next. So then the next one we're going to go to is just in the same exact area. We're going to go to Bone Bottom. We're going to head kind of to the far right of Bone Bottom. Don't head into the marrow at all. So jump up here at the very end of this area. And of course, all we're going to do is do the exact same thing as usual. We're just going to play our needle in, rise him out of the ground, and then we're going to talk to him. Once you talk to him, he's going to rant a little bit and kind of like make things happen. So there's going to be, I believe, 6 total mushrooms we got to find today. So let's get going here. So the next one's going to be in Farfields. So in the not the farthest point here, but near the edge of the map here in Farfields. You're going to jump up into kind of a middle area that's not really hidden necessarily, but it's kind of difficult to see these little spores popping out of the ground. It takes forever to find this guy. Like, seriously. Like, even if you're like looking in Farfields, you're like, you don't know exactly where to go. Next up, we're going to go to Greymore. So this is going to be kind of right next to the Wisp Thicket area. So all you're going to do is just kind of climb over here to the corner. Fight guys if you want to, but honestly, it's usually best just to ignore things as much as possible, unless you're feeling greedy or like, oh man, I gotta kill things, you know? If I'm gonna play my needle in for the mushroom guy, let's just get out of here. So instead of going up towards the Wisp Thicket this time, so you can head towards the top left here. If you have not gotten it yet, you can just go inside. But for this case, we're going down to the bottom of the Wisp, or the... I don't even know what this is. I guess we're not in the Wisp Thicket yet. But the bottom area here, and that's going to be our little mushroom friend. Next up, we're going to go to where the first sinner is. So in the prison area, you're going to head towards where the first sinner is, which is kind of that bottom right area that's sort of well hidden. So hop in here. You're going to jump up this little area, basically, and you're going to wander around until you eventually find it. Sometimes you might wander around in stupid areas like fallen spikes or something like that. You know what happens to the best of us, obviously, so just be careful of that. And then it's actually going to be just to the left of this door, but I actually never checked underneath any of these areas, and I've got to check now. Like, oh man, where is it at? So you're going to play your little needle in again, obviously, and he's going to pop out another time. So we're getting near the end here, but we're not there yet. We got a couple really tough things to do. So first of all, we got to climb Mount Faye again, which is awful, near where the bird is. You're just going to find him not underground this time. He's going to be above the ground. So this is, again, the toppest, tippitiest point of Mount Faye, which you do have to sort of legitly climb to get up here, which is kind of awful. There's no fast travel point up here, which there probably shouldn't be, but it feels bad not to have it. Any which way, that's not it. There's one last one we got to do, which is the most difficult. So just to the right of the main area where all the people were singing, you're going to jump up. And use your super jump to jump up here. You may have found this already with the pale nails. So you're going to climb up this entire area. You might have to do super jumps in weird areas that you might not expect it, but climb all the way to the cradle. Okay, once you climb to the cradle, you're going to find another secret area in the furthest-ish right portion of this thing, and we're going to enter the new cave. So if you find this before you have this mushroom quest, You kind of have to not necessarily do this all over again, but it's a little more tricky. It's like not fun. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of climbing, obviously. There's not a whole bunch of climbing early on, but once you get a little bit further up, it gets kind of crazy. And I want to show you guys the hardest part of the climb. Some people have said it's harder than Path of Pain. I would completely disagree with that. It's different than Path of Pain for sure. They don't give you there's a lot less like weird timings of blades and stuff like that, and a lot more just straight up climbing. To me, it took me a couple tries, but it wasn't crazy difficult. It was like 10 minutes of climbing. Any which way, once you reach the top here, you're going to find your last fungal friend. So my best advice I can give you guys for this climb, though, if you're really struggling with it, is to make sure you wait. Be patient. Let yourself fall down a little bit. Normally, as soon as we start feeling gravity at all, we just use L2. You got to go further down. And that's going to lead us to our last fungal friend. The LFF, last fungal friend here. So he's going to rant on for a little bit, as usual. Kind of just talking about... I'm not big on the lore, personally, so I know that there's some people that are like really looking deep diving into what the Mr. Mushroom is talking about. I have no idea, personally. So I'm gonna leave that up to the professionals out there. You guys can read into the lore and read into this if you want to. But I just want to throw it out there that if this helped you out, because it was kind of a ridiculous quest to do, I'd really appreciate a like. If you want to subscribe, feel free. It's cool, too. I do play a lot of other games that aren't Silksong, obviously, or Hollow Knight. I'm actually not going to be focusing on this game forever. I just wanted to get some cool videos out right from the get-go. And then I think the next big thing for me is probably, like, Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush Battles is actually coming out pretty soon, which is kind of cool. So I might actually be playing that game as well. So, enjoy yourself, though. Hopefully this was how he just rocket ships away, man. Just... fart nozzles his own spores away, and the passing of the age wish granted is complete. Anyways, thanks guys for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.